speaking with the NLC chairman in Rivers State, Mr. Alex Agwanwor. Sir, thank you very much for staying on the line for us. Mr. Alex? Hello, Mr. Alex. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for staying with us. Before we go any further, let me remind those of us online on Facebook, we are live at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Interestingly, we are discussing data. And I had to chuckle at that because my guest had said, just now your data is exhausted. But for those of you who are online watching, I'm pretty sure you'd have a lot to say about this conversation because at the moment you're using your data. For those of us who are going to call on the phone lines, you'd also be very interested in this because you need to buy airtime. Well, let us know what your thoughts are. February 4, Labour has said a peaceful protest is the way to go. Will you be willing to join them? Are you going to join them? Let us know what your thoughts are on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On X, Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. I'm sure some of you might also have questions you want to ask the Labour leader. Please get in touch with us now and let's discuss that. I would have to digress a little bit to some other issues that would concern Labour now that I have you on. But first, this protest, is it a nationwide protest? And if so, how is it going to work in Rivers State?
Okay, the protest is a nationwide protest. Right to work is about mobilizing our people and going to the street, march to the telecommunication headquarters or the assembly complex to drop our grievances and put in our letter of grievances before them. And then when we disperse, I think that's just the mode of the protest.
All right. Well said. And I'm pretty sure the police are well informed about this protest because, I mean, there are always fears of protest being hijacked. Perhaps this would not be any of that one because it has nothing to do with politics or the government.
We are in talk with security agencies and we're also requesting their backup too to avoid any kind of hijack by hoodlums or criminals.
All right. And then now, just to digress a little bit, I've had some reports. This is with regards to workers' welfare in Rivers State. And some of the reports I got, especially as it concerns teachers, is that their salaries have been, their short paid salaries. Some people for December, some for this month of January, up to about 7,000, 5,000, sometimes 6,000 other times, for some people 3,000, 2,000, 4,000. And I don't know if the NLC is aware of this or if maybe the NUT has been able to transmit this information across to you, the parent body. But this seemed to be what's happening, and it's something that I've been able to verify from some of those who have been affected or are being affected. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I think it's not particular about teachers alone. No, so I think it's like a system issue that has been already that is being already addressed. So maybe teachers are the one complaining more. Maybe, but it's not about only them. But I think that matter we have taken it up and it's being addressed.
By system issue, what do you mean exactly?
What I mean is that many people were affected outside the teachers. Not only teachers.
Was it that the payrolling, whoever was doing the spreadsheet did not do a good job with their work, or what exactly?
I think that we are still finding out what actually happened. But it doesn't acknowledge that this has happened, that some person's salary were not paid in full. There are a lot of short payments, and that is being handled. I think it should be corrected.
All right. We have whether there's been any development with regards to local government workers, because I've also been getting plenty of people ring me and say, well, so far we don't know what's happening with the implementation of the minimum wage, the new one. at the local government level. So has there been any conversations with Norgay? Are they saying anything about whether they've had meetings with the council chairman? Are committees up to work out the structural adjustment? What can you tell us about that situation?
Okay, I think thank you very much for that question. We have been engaging with our Norgay people, the Norgay leadership in the state, and I think progressively they have also been engaging with the local government chairman. I think I spoke to the Norgay president 2 days ago, and he told me that there's much progress has been made in regards to that in terms of implementation of the minimum wage at the local government level. But we, as the level center, we're also sitting back on our own side. We have also communicated even to the state government the need to also direct the local government chairman to also do the needful, because we don't want them to begin to struggle with this implementation. But that is not that is not the kind of leadership the Excellency want to see in the state. Because someone that are very passionate about workers' welfare, and you can see that is among River State was the first state to implement the minimum wage, the civil service all over the country. And we expect that the local government chairman should also borrow the leave of His Excellency in doing the same thing, and not to begin to do things that will begin to put the state in a very bad disrepute, like the past chairman did. You know, one of the issues we have with the past local government chairman was that they didn't implement the minimum wage until almost at the expiration of their tenure. But they did not until when His Excellency came on board. Was it that gave directive that should be implemented? So I think we expect that the council chairman, they should also borrow the leave from His Excellency, and they should not do things that will begin to make us if Labour and the state is not working together, and we don't want that to happen.
All right.
So we also made it known to His Excellency that there's needful to also reach out to the local people and direct them to do the needful.
All right.
So because the local government workers are the tension is much, they begin to stir up and begin to get up that they want to go on strike, they want to embark on action, but we have been talking to them because we are still engaging, the conversation is still on with both at the local level.
What is the delay? What could be the delay? Why is it taking so much time? Have the council chairman been able to tell Labour what is really the delay and why they are taking so much time in implementing something that would widely affect and improve the standard of living at the local level?
The administration at the local government level is different. Now there is autonomy. Even the state is limited on the level of interference in their activities. So I guess that is also the challenge.
Why would that be a challenge? Many would expect that now that they have the autonomy, they can swiftly take these decisions. We don't need the state government to tell them to take the decisions.
You're actually right. That's our expectation. And considering the fact that how they came on board too, that's our expectation that immediately the Excellency action this thing, that they would have also on their own immediately follow suit. Immediately. But we are surprised that they're still struggling with it. So these are the questions we are also asking them. And they've up till now, I don't think they have not given us any reasonable answer to that.
Are you aware of any local government?
What they only tell us is that they are going to implement, they will do it. So maybe, but for us, we are becoming impatient because of the time, because the days are already running. And, people are already, the hardship, the suffering, the economic situation is impacting so much on the workers. And having the same salary, even when there was an increase and you are not getting it, is very, very worrisome. That's the challenge you are facing.
This will then bring us to another problem. Have you had any issues? Have you heard of any local government where arrears of salaries are still being owed? That's one question. And now with this slow pace of implementing the new minimum wage, it means we are also having arrears if we are counting back from when the new minimum wage was implemented. And there's a culture of arrears not being paid. That is almost the norm in the Nigerian system, whether it's federal, state, or local. Is that what we would now expect to happen to local government workers in Rivers State? Because the more they drag it and the more it's not looked at and addressed quickly, we are going to have months and months pass by, and it means you are owing people now a backlog, and then we might not see that. Because even for the how many months before when the council chairmen were in caretaker capacity, there were talks of workers being owed, and in some local governments that those workers were not paid those arrears. Are you aware of any of these, or are these just rumors?
Well, I'm aware of arrears being owed.
In which of the local governments?
Arrears have also been paid. So if there's any council that arrears have not been paid, that I'm not aware for now. We have not gotten that report. Maybe we'll get back to again. But we are aware that most of the local government council comply with the arrears payments and have cleared all their backlogs. So if there's any local government having issue, I think we need to get back to again. I'm just sharing this for now. I'm just sharing it again for now. So if there's any local government that have issue with the past arrears, I will have to engage my Nogi and find out the facts. Let me know the truth.
All right. Let's take a few calls now. 0817-923-0007. Before I digress even further, because there's plenty of things to talk about with regards to labor and the work that you're doing for workers. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0002. You can call any of those numbers to join in on the conversation. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. Join the conversation now. On Facebook, Marco Poinet says, NLC planning to protest against telecom tariff hikes sounds good, but I don't think they can make any success. This is not the first time NLC would be embarking on... this is not a strike, El Poinet. It's a protest. I will not join any so-called protest, he says. If NLC is not embarking on strike to reverse the hike instead of protest, let them forget about it. Strike will not work. That's what you're saying, basically. Ogo Ojun Justice, that's from me. Justice Ori says, increase in the midst of bad network provision is unacceptable. In Umudiaga, all the network marks are not functioning. If the poor service delivery cannot be reviewed positively, then there is no moral justification for this controversial hike in tariff. Justice Ori, where are you watching from and sending this message? If you are watching this from Omudioga and you are sending this message on Facebook or from Omudioga, how can I then believe that all the masts in Omudioga are not working? So which one did you use? Clever Sonny says, no reasonable Nigerian will join labor leaders for a protest because they are not to be trusted. Okay, we're getting there now. That's a familiar message we get when you discuss labor. This one says, will their children be joining the protest? Thank God Ability Atwebu is asking that question on Facebook. Will your kids be joining the protest? I think I should pass that on to you, Mr. Alex.
Is there a question?
Somebody is asking if the children of labor leaders will join the protest. That's I say.
The protest is for workers. Workers are the ones embarking on protest.
All right.
If our children are workers, they will join us.
Okay. So every Nigerian cannot be a part of it. If any Nigerian wants to.
Well, anybody that wants to join us, they are free to join. But it's a peaceful protest.
All right.
Not where anybody will come there and want to constitute nuisance or want to create chaos. We will not allow that to happen.
Okay, Justice Ori says he has to move close to Elele to make or receive calls. So are you close to Elele now that you're watching us on Facebook, Justice Ori? That must be very stressful for you. 0817-923-0007. Tell us your name, where you're calling from. Let's go. Good morning.
Zion from Jerry. Good morning to you.
All right, Zion, talk to us.
The labor is the number one problem of this country. When they started demanding for increment of salary, vehemently, I stood aside to say that is a wrong decision. I pleaded with the labor leaders to not demand for such. I thought they were listening to me. They gave them the money with the right hand. Now the government is collecting it with the left hand. Look what labor has done to innocent Nigerians. Look at the hardship labor has brought to Nigerians. All these labor leaders, I will report you all to my grand and my great-grandchildren. How you people destroy this country because of your selfish gains.
But Mr. Zion, are you aware that constitutionally the federal government is mandated to increase salaries and review them and increase them? So how is demanding for what is right to be done now a bad thing?
Labor did not wait for the due process.
How?
Labor saw the kind of leaders we have and they say go and negotiate for increment. Don't you have a salary structure in this country? Don't you have a salary mobilization fiscal allocation committee? Is it not by law for every 4 years for the salary to be increased?
But they did not increase it. That's the point. Nobody increased it. Assembly said nothing. The Service Commission said nothing until Labour said it was going to go on a protest and started making requests. That was when people started saying, we offer you this amount, we offer you that amount.
Canada, when Labour picked up that decision to go on a strike was the wrong timing.
All right. That's the much we can take, Mr. Zion. Unfortunately, let's get on to another caller. Good morning, Nigerian, for your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good morning. This is Prince George. I'm calling from Atlanta.
All right, Prince. There's a beep in your background. I don't know what the beep is about.
No, it's Spike. It has passed. So I want to respond on this labor issue.
All right, quickly, please. This is a beep, so we can quickly.
Yes, he said he did not know any of the LJ that is owing
arrears. Yes, salary arrears. Salary arrears.
Opopo and Kro are owing 10 months. They just paid 2 months.
For salary arrears?
Said it anywhere.
Okay.
Said it anywhere. For this promotion salary arrears, for this promotion arrears, they are only 10 months. They only paid only 2 months.
Okay.
And now that we are crying about the 85,000 naira implementation, although you have said it, they have been meeting with the government. But it's too delayed. This is how they did it when they approved 30,000. And we did not enjoy 30,000 until our Messiah, Simala Ifobra, came in.
All right, we have to say thank you there. I had to endure that beep. I hope the listeners understood. I needed you to make the point, and I think you said something quite critical. And he's mentioned a name, Opobo Council. And there's also been plenty of reports on Opobo that has reached my ears and the ears of Nigerian for about the performance of the council chairman in that local government. Well, now would not be a perfect time to delve into that. But Mr. Alex, I'm sure you have a name now and you look into it. He said Opobo Nkoro owing 10 months arrears salary. He said they've just paid 2 months. Promotion, yes. Promotion arrears is what he said. And they just paid 2 months.
Okay. I think I will take up that conversation with our local people and see what we'll engage them.
All right.
But that's too much. For 10 months, no, it's too much, man. 10 months is too much.
All right, then. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Oh, a beep again. Hello, good morning. Can you hear us? Nigeria Info.
Good morning.
Yep. Good morning to you. Please turn down the volume of your radio, please.
Okay. I am Amadi Christian. I greet your guest in the studio. He was my classmate then.
All right, Amadi, go on.
I greet you, Mr. Agwanwor, very specially. Well, my question is, can Labour stand in this protest about tariff that is now hinting on? Number two, is he aware that, let's say in Emohua, all the local government workers, are they not part of the new minimum, 85 new naira minimum wage, or they are just casual workers like us who are or independent workers? That's my question, sir.
All right. I will take one more before we get to Mr. Alex to respond. Good morning. Yep, you're welcome.
Good morning, Andrew.
I'm not hearing their calls. I'm not hearing them out. So how do I respond?
Oh, okay. I'm going to paraphrase. Just hold on for us. Good morning. Go on, please.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Obed Chima is my name.
All right, go on, Obed. Okay.
Yes, Andrew. I think labor demand is in order. And I don't see any reason why anybody should antagonize labor because they demanded for what is rightfully belongs to them because the Constitution states categorically clear. You understand? There has to be upward review of their salary. Is it 5 years? I stand to be corrected. So if they demand that and you tell me because of their demand is a cost of a hike in communication tariff and all that, no, that is not true. They have the right to demand it. So I think I'm going to join that protest. It's something that affects all of us.
And I don't see why we leave our problems to labor. What Nigeria doing? Is it everything labor? And Nigeria not making calls? Is this thing is it not going to affect them? That we hinge all our problems on labor. So if they demand they're doing their own, Nigeria still have the right to put up our own demand. So it's not about labor, because they demanded for their salary to be increased. Therefore, they have committed offense. I don't go with that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Alex, so a few people asking some of the questions with regards to the protest. Is it for private and civil service workers, local government, and all?
The protest is for all the workers in the states. We're mobilizing all our affiliate unions in the states for the protest. So it's not for private, for only private or for only public service, for both private and public. So everybody's participating. So first, you're an affiliate of NLC in River State. Everybody's participating in the protest. And other society groups that also identified with us who want to join us in the protest are also welcome.
Now that you mentioned this, what is NLC doing to ensure implementation of the new minimum wage in the private sector?
But I think we have set up a committee.
Hello,
We
Mr.
have not gotten the report back. After we got the report on the non-implementation, they will begin to take it up with those institutions, those organizations.
This
that
committee
must comply with the minimum wage.
This committee was set up. This committee was set up this year. The committee was it set up this year?
No, that was December.
Okay, and they're yet to report.
Yeah. So the first is to identify the organizations, institutions that have failed to comply, that are not complying with the minimum wage.
All right. On WhatsApp, this person says, well, on the proposed 50% tariff increase, it's quite unfortunate now the country is facing much economic challenges. I don't trust sustainability of any labor's action. I see intending labor action towards leadership recognition. I wish the telecoms reduce the tariff to 20% so that small businesses can be kept afloat. There are other subscribers and many poor subscribers, he said. I mean, for Ernest from Port Harcourt. This one says, Oyigbo has not paid arrears or Oyigbo staff. Okay, the staff from Oyigbo has just sent in a message too to say that they can confirm that the Oyigbo chairman has not paid arrears. So, two names for you now. Opobo Nkoro and Oyigbo. Justice Ori says, increase in the midst of bad network provision is unacceptable. And that's too much we can take already. We're out of time. We have to draw the curtain here. Thank you, Mr. Alex.